What's good, guys? It's Brant Buys. I'm a full-time reseller selling mostly thrifted clothing on places like eBay and Poshmark. I just started selling on Depop recently, so I'm going to go over my experience selling over there and let you know, is it worth it? Whether you've thought about cross-listing or if you just want to see what items are selling well over there for me, I'm going to show you everything I've sold and let you know how it's been. Alright, so we'll just start chronologically and I'll show you the items I've sold. Now, even if you're not selling on Depop, these are all items that I bought intended for eBay, so regardless of the platform, this should be helpful for you. But this first one that sold is a Penn State vintage windbreaker, just on the Coliseum tag. I've been noticing a lot of college stuff sells over here, which makes sense since it's a younger audience. But that sold for $25. Now you can see, also one thing to mention is that Depop does not have a fee for sellers. So all they have is like the payment processing fee, which I think is around like 3% or so. So on that $25 sale, I came out with $23.34. So the buyer pays shipping. It doesn't show that here, but so yeah, I don't have to pay anything for shipping or anything. So $23.34. Now on all my thrifted items, average paying around $7 a piece. So you can just keep that in mind. This next item was another college item. This is a Ole Miss, just like normal button-down polo shirt. Now this isn't something I actually bought. Someone returned something on eBay to me and they sent the incorrect item. So it sold over here. That sold for $17. Next are a pair of Nike joggers. These are like some NBA ones. It says NBA down here on the leg. And those sold for $20. Another college item, got this Auburn Tigers New Tags jersey, sold for $42.50. Got another pair of, no, I thought these were track pants. These are actually some Fig scrub pants. These didn't sell for much, sold for $12, but I think I got those at the bins for really cheap. We have got this Charlotte Hornets snapback. This sold for $23. I bought this for $10 online. This was called out during a clearance event in the reselling group I'm in, Bread and Butter. Yep, 23 on that one. Next we have some Nike windbreaker pants. I love finding these. They always sell for around like 25 to 30 for me. Nothing too special about these, but they're vintage on that gray tag you can see. They sold for $25. And also, one thing I didn't mention, so on a lot of these you can see boosted. So I've had my whole store boosted on Depop, which is 8%. So if it sells boosted, then they take 8% of the selling cost, which is honestly not bad at all considering you're already paying more on eBay anyways, so I think it's very fair. Next item that sold are a pair of vintage Levi's 550 denim shorts. Let's see, those sold for $30. We have this New Tags Walter Hagen floral polo. I got this retail arbitrage from Dick's Warehouse. I think I paid around like $6 for it, and it sold for $20. We have got a Peter Millar quarter zip pullover. I think these have been selling pretty well for me over here as well. This one has embroidery. It looks like it had a small spot on it as well. It's the Crown Sport, so that's a good model. And that sold for $23.40. We've got some just regular Nike sweatpants. They are large, tall, but they just sold for $18. Super old hoodie. I was very glad to sell, even though it only sold for $10. I've had that for a long time, so not a good purchase. This is an item I'm not surprised sold over here. A pair of vintage Gold's Gym shorts. So vintage Gold's Gym apparel is usually going to do well. You can see these were made in USA. And that sold for $30. Another college item, this is a Michigan State Spartans polo. It's got the blade collar, which does better. It sold for $24. We have got some Peter Millar EB66 pants. These are the good version of Peter Millar pants to be on the lookout for. Some of them will say EB66 on the back. Let's see if these do. It doesn't look like they do. But if you look up under the style code, it's going to be right here. If it says EB66 right there, then those are the good ones. And those sold for $30. Next item sold is going to be a bundle order. So they bought 3 polos. 2 of them are Southern Marsh polos. One of them is a Southern Tide polo. I'll show you the logo of both because they are both good. Southern Marsh is going to be this duck. These like performance polyester material polos. And then Southern Tide is going to have this fish logo. Both of them are good. They're pretty similar brands. Let's see what that bundle sold for. So he pretty much paid like $20 a piece. Yep, $60 total for the three of them. We have got these Nike Tech joggers. Honestly, these looked a little sus, so I didn't list them on eBay, but they still sold. Well, let me go back. They still sold for $22.50 on Depop. I'm sorry, I need to go back to where I was. All right, next item that sold are this pair of Psycho Bunny swim trunks. It's a pretty good brand to look out for. Obviously, the more substantial items will do better, but these swim trunks sold for $20. I think they had a little small spot on them too, but nothing too crazy. We've got some Nike running pants that sold for $20. We have got a Arizona Diamondbacks jersey. This looks like just kind of something at a casino gave out for free maybe, but sold for $25. I've got this U.S. Army OCP camo hot weather jacket, sold for $19. This is a good brand. This brand is Florence Marine X. I found a bunch of these like swim trunks at a thrift store in New Tags for $5 a piece, so that was a no-brainer. Yeah, good brand to look out for. It's a Huckberry brand, Florence Marine X, sold for $24. We have got a vintage Realtree camo snapback made in USA. Whenever I find these, whether it is new tags or without, this one is new tags, I pick them up if they are cheap because they usually sell for around 20 bucks, or this one sold for a little more being new tags. So that one sold, actually it didn't sell for a little more, it sold for 19, but regardless I only paid like $2 for it. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong place. Next item that sold, another college item, these Nike Alabama Crimson Tide windbreaker pants sold for $26. We've got a Lululemon men's like long sleeve hooded shirt. Had a little paint stain on it as well, but still sold for $20 with that stain. We've got a Holderness and Bourne polo. Now this only sold for $17, so it must have had something wrong with it. Yep, hole on the back that I apparently missed. But regardless, this is a good brand to look out for, so if you see it not flawed, I would definitely pick it up if it's cheap. But yeah, even with that flaw, it still sold for $17. We got some jeans. These are some cinch jeans. Cinch jeans sell pretty well for me, but around that like 24, 28 or so. These sold for 24, but I'll just show you the tag real quick. Some of these like patches right here will be different colors. We've got this Keith Haring H&M shirt. Some Keith Haring stuff can do well. It'll kind of have this like abstract kind of comic book looking pattern. Yeah, you should be able to spot it pretty easily. That sold for $25. Got some Birkenstocks. Birkenstocks sell pretty well. These sold for $39. I think I paid up on these just because I knew they would sell well. I think I paid like 20 bucks, but they were in good condition. You can definitely tell when these have been worn. We got some more Nike joggers. These were unique. They sold for $34, which is pretty good because I know they had multiple flaws. But yeah, you can see these are pretty unique. Yeah, 34 bucks on those. We've got some Wrangler 13 MWZs. Some of these can do well. These sold for $22. You can find out that they are the 13 MWZs if you look here up under the fly, and it'll say it right there. Next we have another Peter Millar pullover. So notice some of the golf apparel is definitely selling well over here. This one is actually a youth size, so youth XL. I remember I got that at the bins. I think it had a small stain too, but still sold for 20 bucks. More golf apparel. Well, kind of this is a Vineyard Vines polo, so their performance polos sell great. This one even had a custom embroidery on the sleeve, but still sold for $23. This sold for $22. It's just a Polo Ralph Lauren Big Pony short sleeve polo shirt. Does have the nice different colors on the collar and the sleeve, but yep, $22 on that one. And you can see that guy's feedback right there. Yes, sir. Peter Millar polo sold for $16. Not a great sell here. Let's see if it, oh yes, it was missing the top button. So, and also had a little hole there. So to get 16 bucks out of that, I am more than happy with. Another performance polo. This one is Aftco. these sell fairly well. They don't sell as well as like Vineyard Vines and the other ones I've been going over, but this sold for $18. Aftco nylon fishing shorts sell really well if you find those. I've got some South Pole jeans. I've actually found 3 total of this same style. They're like these Viva La Lucha. But yeah, baggy South Pole jeans sell well. These particular ones sold for $65. We've got another Peter Millar polo sold for $18.50. We have got some REI Co-op convertible pants sold for $19. These are pretty good bread and butter. These nylon convertible pants in better brands like REI Co-op or North Face. They don't sell for a whole lot, but around 20 bucks. We have got some more cinch jeans sold for 25. Some Nike Alabama Crimson Tide shorts for 18. Nike Alabama Polo for 19. Some vintage Old Navy seersucker pants for $22.50. Another college item, an Ohio State Buckeyes football jersey sold for $28. Just a regular Polo Ralph Lauren short sleeve polo shirt. Nothing too special about this. I probably got it because it was really cheap, but it sold for $16. I remember it was getting a bunch of offers on that one. And being a size small, I'm happy to see that go. But yeah, that's another thing on Depop is people will send you offers, and even if you accept it, they don't have to pay, so that happens a lot, but I've still had any good experience overall on here. Cotopaxi long sleeve performance shirt. Now, this is just kind of a more basic item in this brand, but you can find better items. They have this llama logo. I know I've sold flannels in this brand before. They've done pretty well. More Nike windbreaker pants sold for $23. Got another Peter Millar polo. This one sold for $31.40. So this one was more unique. It had this geometric fish pattern, so these fish all over it. Had a Ritz-Carlton embroidery, which I've noticed that embroidery seems to up the value a little bit, or at least maintain the value. Yeah, that one sold pretty well. Nike Alabama Crimson Tide football jerseys. So yeah, definitely noticed a lot of college jerseys selling over there. That one sold for $35. See, we got another one up here as well that sold for $32. Got this Nike LSU hat. Oh wait, I'm on the complete. Okay, yeah. We have got these Wrangler Realtree jeans sold for $20. Nothing too special there. Got these Nike Auburn shorts that I've had for a long time. They were missing the drawstring, and I think had a flaw. Should have never picked them up, but they sold for $12 eventually. Let me see if I missed any over here. Oh yes, I did. Let's see. We've got this Peter Millar Georgia Bulldogs polo. So this is another flawed item. You're going to see a lot of flawed items. I guess my flawed items are just selling over here. All the younger people wanting the cheaper stuff. But this is a really good thing to look out for if it's not flawed. Peter Millar polo with the sports team. I particularly find them in college teams a lot. But you can see in a second, this one had a huge hole on the back. So I don't know how I didn't see it. Either I didn't look, or I don't know, man, this pattern was playing a little optical illusion on me or something. But yeah, I shouldn't have picked that up with that flaw, but it still sold for $18, and I probably only paid like $5. So it was still a good sell overall. We have got some Nike Alabama Crimson Tide sweatpants sold for $22. Nike track pants for $22. Viore pullover for $33. I think this one was, yeah, it was definitely missing the tag, so had the little logo right there. So if you see that V, and this one also had a little flaw there on the sleeve. So, but still, Viore is such a great brand with a small flaw like that. It's no problem. Sold these like dress shoes. I don't pick up shoes a whole lot, but these ones had a good sell-through rate. So these are some GH Bass & Co. Weegens. So inside, I didn't get a great picture of it on here, but inside on the sole, it will say Weegens right there. And those sold for $33.70. A couple more hats. I know I paid $5 a piece on these. Someone bought a bundle of 2 of them. I got these both in-store clearance for $5 a piece. And yeah, someone bought 2 for $26. Another bundle order, we have some Under Armour joggers, some Nike windbreaker pants. The 2 together sold for $50. Got some Carhartt shorts, sold for $16.60. I got those at a yard sale. It was like fill a bag for $5, so like less than $1 on those. Rock Revival jeans sold for $47.40. Men's Rock Revival definitely does better than the women's, but you need to make sure it's a good style, like boot cut or straight. Skinny's not doing as well. These also had a flaw as well. They were missing the button here on this side of the back pocket. So for that still to sell for $47.40, I was happy with. Nike Auburn Tigers windbreaker pants. Helps that Auburn just switched to Nike, so those sold for $24. I've got a Polo Ralph Lauren. This is a pretty cool item. It's like a kind of like baseball style rugby shirt, kind of like fleece lined. So this was kind of a funny one. It ended up selling for $45. So I was kind of going back and forth with this guy on offering. I could tell he really wanted it, and I ended up like sending a counter offer, and I started thinking, that's kind of too low. You know, the item was pretty hot on eBay, had a lot of watchers, so I was thinking, I don't really want to send him that offer anymore, so I just delisted the item on Depop. And he came back asking for it again, and I told him, oh man, it sold somewhere else, but if you can do 45, I'll sell it to you. He agreed, so it sold. We've got some vintage Levi's, $5.50. They are black jeans, sold for $25. Another one of those Walter Hagen polos for $18. Actually, that was refunded. Apparently, I did not have that anymore. And Buck Mason t-shirt. This was a bad item. I stained it more trying to get a little stain out, but sold for $9. But yeah, that's all the items I sold over on Depop for the past month. Honestly, I've been pretty satisfied with selling on Depop. Although people don't always pay when you accept the offers, it's been a pretty easy experience overall, and it's been very easy to list my items over there. So I'm going to keep doing it, and I'll let you know how it goes. If you stuck around to the end, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe, like the video, and peace.